When I make my prints, I want clean borders if that is possible. And I print more times over each other, so it needs to be on the same spot. Like we have here a registration. We already printed in the print, so it's easy to cut. So one is the printing and one is the outside we use for registration later. Double laser printed copy. One for dark and light, one for the light in the body, another one for the light in the body, the outer lines, other one for outer lines, and the very sharp dark outer lines. Then this is the leftover from our print. Our paper is the same size, so we can use that as registration. I make a Perspex plate, and it also fits in the box. So that's, I keep my jelly plate always in the box. So when I unbox, normally I have the plate also in the box. But you can see the plate is made too bubbly, and then I need to fit it exactly on there because I need that corners. But it's a little bit wibbly job, so normally I leave it on it, but today I cleaned it for the movie. Now it's exactly on here, and I can use that to push it in my registration. So this plastic is hitting this side and hitting the ruler. So I always have it on the same place. This is a registration. This is just a board for painting. I put some wood under, and I put the ruler here and a small one here. These two rulers are for another print. I think it is nice to have cleanish borders, because with printing a lot of time you frame so that you still see the border. So I measured this exactly. The white is the lineal here, and this plastic what I put here, difficult to see, is exactly the sides. I have my jelly print. I push that to the ruler, and then when I do my print on top, I use the edges, and I always have my print on the same spot. So the black one. So you try to get it even as possible. And if you roll, it's clever to pick a bump at the end, so you close the end too. So that's good enough. Double copy art paper, 210. So I have a little bit stiffer copy, and then I place it exactly on the side. I roll on the back, clean my roller, push it. I take the paper, clean the side, maybe clean again. I also clean the sides so I don't have some black there. And I dry it with the bed sheet, and then I take off, and I have a print. Now we go to the wash table. Come. Sponge. I wash quick as possible. As long as the acrylic is still wet, I can wash. It's not coming totally clean, and not every color is easy to wash. But I can reuse this one. Then I let dry. Tomorrow I can use again. This one I can clean where I don't like. And I go over that black line. So, and I clean. So I don't have it in my print. I lay this one exactly on the place where it has to be. And I still have this one to clean up a little bit where I have mistakes. So non-transparant. Here you can see non-transparent, that square. It's non-transparent, is the square is open. You have transparent. This is now dry. And I roll it over. First layer for taking the copy, you do thin. Second layer can be a little thicker. You see, if you take your roller up, he's on the edge. So, clean your roller. Lay it the other way around. I take this off, so my edges are clean. And make that more clean. Now I lay her back. So, she's laying back exactly to the edges. I use Jensen. I look for the non-bubbly side. That's this one. And I lay my paper to the edge of my wood. Then I have two of these ones. This one is a soft wood. I can do it softly. This one is an old box, and we put stone in there, so it's quite heavy. Okay, I put all stone and still dirty inside. Now I can even take him away from the thing because he's sticked already to the plate. Huh? So I push, yeah? 10 minutes. Yes, and we have a look. Yeah, that looks like he cooks it nicely. So, kijk eens. Now she's there. This is from the baby wipe. That's why I'm not so keen on the baby wipe. If you want to clean, for me it doesn't matter. The background get another color anyway. But then it's better to do with the bed sheet. We have a border. It was a leftover from my printer. I put that on the top. I measure it so that it is nicely all in there. And then I fix it to my glass plate so that it doesn't move. And I have my smaller plate, and I can lay over and I can look through, and I go to reprint the two hands because I find them not clear enough. Liquid text, black, non-transparent. She's most of the time strong, and I put them both in. I take my paper, put that on top, and I clean my plate with it, and I clean my roller or brayer. So my whole plate is now clean. My brayer is cleanish. Turn them around. And we take this off. And we have a nice print of the two hands. But also the edge of the paper. That always happens. So I just clean that off. The paint is too dry to print there. I use a transparent. So we have our own medium. See other movie, because we make the medium from two kinds, Amsterdam and Aquaproof. Because Amsterdam is quite expensive. Aquaproof is cheap, and both in the other movie you can see they were very good. Now they're wet enough to push on there, but I'm still going to clean a little my edges, because sometimes you see the edges from the transparent. Now he's good, and he's wet, and it's transparent. You can look through it, so I can hang above it and then try to get them on the same angle. What is never very easy, but it is possible. Yeah. I push, take my tape off that I don't need anymore. And then I take all with my paper under it, turn it, and then I push. So, I only have to push the hand because the rest I don't need. 10 minutes. Here. We have the 2 hands with it. Okay, now they're nicely on. So, now we have a very clear hand. Pity enough we have a small stripe. I didn't clean enough. But for the rest is good, huh? A clear hand and a little bit unclear hand. Let's see. Sometimes, when I take a wet one, I can still, depends. If it's quickly done, no, now no. Okay, this is another way of to crystal your plate. You make your plate fixed to the underground, and your thing I take down so it comes exactly on the right spot. But I don't like it too much. My other system is way better. Plain simply because there's a lot of paint going on the edges, so that will be on that edge again. And it's still more movable. This one dried already the whole night. And then you can do with very hard rubbers. I have 2 different kinds. You can clean way better than you think. So if I don't like the brown stripe, gold, with hard rubber, and this is rubber Toshian, I can rubber quite nicely. I don't rubber everything, this double I don't mind. Then only when your paint is dry, so don't clean when your paint is wet.